and welcome back to A Little Bit Forward. I'm Simon Waller. This is the show that's not really a podcast because each episode's only 5 minutes long and we don't have guests. And there's no worldly advice at the end of this, just maybe an interesting question. In fact, the question I'm going to share with you this week is, what conversations are you currently having that would be better had in the future? What are the conversations you're currently having that would be better had in the future? When we think about the past, the present, and the future, these are different frames of references around the questions and the challenges we face. When we think about the past, on one hand, it's how we understand what has happened before. But it's also a place of blame. It's a place of pointing the finger to try and ascertain who was responsible for what. And in the present, we often talk about the actions we want to take, but there's also a challenge around the present as a result of kind of self-protection and self-preservation. We often think about, what does this do to me? What's the impact it's going to have on me? One thing that's really great about the future is a space that is imagined. It's a space of possibility. It's a space where we can often find different types of answers to the challenging questions that we're dealing with. This idea between past, present, and future is the difference between pointing the finger, self-preservation, and possibility. There's an interesting psychological phenomena when we talk about the future. Since we start to look at the future that's kind of 5 to 7 years away, we actually allow ourselves to disassociate from the present and look at that future almost through a third-person perspective. We don't see ourselves in the future. We see it as being something almost that we get to narrate. And there's something very special about that, because suddenly, the blame and the finger pointing and the self-preservation that happens around so many of the challenging conversations we need to have in organizations, well, that kind of evaporates. And it's a space where we can have better conversations than we can perhaps have in the present. Now, some might kind of suggest that just because this was imagined or because it's possibility, it's not concrete enough. But one of the great tools that we use in futurism is this idea of backcasting. It was like, well, if these were the futures we want to create and we would work backwards from that future to the present, what would we need to do now? But for now, I just want you to think about, what are those challenging conversations that you're having in your organization, and where are you having them? Are you having those conversations and focusing on the past? Are you having those conversations and focusing on the present? Or are you having those conversations and thinking about the possibility of the future? Now, with every one of these episodes, we're now going to give you 5 minutes to ponder and reflect on that question. So each episode has 5 minutes of silence, which kind of is space for you to think. Of course, if you're so super busy and you don't have time to do so and you just want to jump onto the next episode of whatever it is you're listening to, please go ahead. But otherwise, the question for you today is, what are the difficult conversations you're having that might be better had in the future?